Oh no. I'm struggling so much. I'm trying to work out the Gospels and who offered it, and I'm a random person in Rome, and I heard something about this person called Jesus, and I've been trying to look for him, but I can't find him. I can't find any of the cross that he was nailed on. Why is it that Jesus' cross that he was supposedly nailed on disappeared? Why is it that it's not found in the archaeological record? Where did Jesus' cross go? Why can't I find and discover this person called Jesus and the cross that he was nailed on? And I'm quite lost for words, and I'm just so tricky and dubious, and I'm so lost for words. So lost for words. Where is the cross that Jesus was nailed on? Why can't I find it? Where was Jesus' cross? Got it, and we're going to be doing another episode of Crusader Cunts. And in this episode of Crusader Cunts, we're going to be talking about the Gospels were written anonymously. Bro, the Gospels were written anonymously. Is this news to you? It's certainly not news to me, because I've been digging into all of the research related to like the Gospels and Christianity. And I've been like really heavily like trying to figure out, right, is the Bible accurate? Is it a reliable, trustworthy, historical book, source of information? Is it reliable, or is it just fabrications on top of fabrications? And is the Bible merely just a work of man? I wanted to like really focus on the fact that, right, the Gospels were written anonymously, and this is like attested to by so many different sorts of like academic scholars. Off the top of my tongue, I can quickly name you Bart D. Ehrman, and he has like such an extensive like body of literature that you can dig into. He goes into all like the details related to like the development of the Bible and the Gospels, and how Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John were really just pen names, and that is sort of like the academic consensus among so many different sorts of scholars, that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John are pen names, and that the Bible as a whole was like authored anonymously. And I always found that to be a bit bizarre, certainly regarding like, and I've been doing a lot of careful digging and research, and I just can't seem to find this person called Jesus. There's these like Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, but I don't know where they come from. I don't know who authored them. I'm just a random Roman politician peasant, and I don't know where Jesus went and who this person Jesus is. Yeshua is his name. Where did he come from? Who wrote these gospel thingies? Where's Paul? I can't even see where Paul is. Is he the one that authored it? I don't know what's going on. It's so bizarre. Where is this person called Jesus? What is his true motives? What is his intentions? I can't seem to find any of it. I'm just so lost for words. Jesus Christ is his name, but where did he come from? Where is his cross that he was nailed upon? I'm so lost for words. It's such a mystery. The Gospels, because a lot of us, we would naively want to believe the fact that, oh yeah, the Bible is 100% trustworthy. It's completely factual. It has no errors whatsoever. It's like something that is like completely true. There's no room for doubting the Bible. But why is it that so many scholars of the Bible, most famously and notably Bart D. Ehrman, attest to the fact that the Bible was authored anonymously? The Bible is like, it was like written anonymously, bro. Like, nobody really knows who wrote the Bible, any part of it, the Old Testament, let alone the Gospels. Again, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John are merely pen names, and that's kind of, to me, that's a bit absurd. That the Bible was written anonymously, that is like attested to. So many scholars like have like a consensus on that, most notably, again, Bart D. Ehrman, and there's plenty other people like him that have like this like consensus, this like agreement that the Bible is like anonymous. It was written anonymously, and I always found that to be kind of absurd, because many people believe the Bible to be like some sort of inerrant work related to like God, related to like Jesus. It's like a divinely inspired book, and it's authored by anonymous people. That's kind of a bit weird, bro. That's like, you know what's ironic about that? Marvel comics, like some of like the early works by Marvel and DC, we know who wrote these comics, like, you know, Marvel, like back in the day when Marvel Comics was still a thing, even though it's still a thing now, but it's not as big as it used to be. People used to like publish like these comic book industries used to publish their comics, and we know who wrote it, who was the animator, who was the story director, and oh bro, we know more about the authorship of like Marvel Comics, like the origins of Marvel and DC, like these fictional like tales about superheroes. That is more like reliable than the fucking Bible. And I always found that to be so fucking Jesus, our Lord Jesus Christ, and the Gospels, and the Old Testament, and the Tanakh, and the Bible. Where did this all come from? When I was looking at the Bible, I obviously, the King James translation of the Bible, which came decades later, during the early years of the Bible, did you know that the Bible was like so mysterious? It didn't have any true origins. It was kind of like a loose collection of writings. Later on, during the Council of Nicaea, people started to formulate the Bible and put it together, but there was still so much intrigue and mystery, and there was no strong consensus regarding the Bible. And did you know that the Bible was originally just like a bunch of loose writings collected together over the deserts, in the deserts of random parts of like what is now Israel? And it's so bizarre, and the Bible is just so mysterious, and we don't know where it came from. We don't know what it actually means. It's just like this grandiose mystery, isn't it? And it's so bizarre that we don't know where it comes from or where it was found. And the absurd that, bro, like the Bible is less like reliable. Like Marvel Comics and DC, that's more reliable than the Bible, because we know the animators, we know the story directors, we know the artists behind like the art design of some of the superheroes. Bro, the Bible is less reliable than than Marvel Comics and DC. So that's a bit bizarre to me, because, you know, again, nobody knows who authored the Gospels, let alone the rest of the Bible. And this is kind of like me beating a dead horse. Bro, yeah, we don't know who made the Gospels or the Bible or the Old Testament. Bro, why are you making that a big deal? We still believe in Jesus and all that type of stuff. True, I'm not here to like discourage anyone from believing in any sort of like religion or believing in their own conception of God or whatever. I'm not here to debunk your faith, so to speak. I'm just here to kind of encourage you to think more about this, bro. The Bible was written anonymously. We don't have any clue about who authored the Bible, the Gospels, the Old Testament. The Bible is quite like an extensive like collection of like books. It's not, because a lot of us, we see it as like a monolithic entity, but the Bible is actually, if you dig into like a lot of like the Bible, it's like a collection of different like literary works, poems, and a lot of it's like, some of it can be seen as like historical documentation. It's like a collection of different things, the Bible. There's like, I think 66 books in total. There might be a bit more depending upon which Bible you read, because guys, also remember there's like so many different versions of the Bible. The Bible is not like some sort of like singular monolithic thing. It's like there's so many variations, versions, so many added books, and like it's not like a singular thing. It's like a collection of different things, bro. It's like there's so many variations, translations of the Bible. Bro, the Bible as a whole, I just found that so bizarre that so many scholars kind of agree to the fact that the Bible was written anonymously. Certainly the Gospels, and again, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John are pen names, and we don't really truly know who wrote the Bible, who authored it, where it actually came from. And even though some people might argue, well, there's like certain, like we know it comes from like Israel and the Levant region. We know that it describes Jesus, and Jesus was certainly real, blah, blah, blah. But like people just, no, bro, we don't know anything about the Bible. The Bible is like a collection of like anonymous tales and writings. It is like anonymously made. It's like imagine someone wrote a novel, but you don't know who wrote the novel. You don't know where the novel came from. This is like just like a mysterious novel. It just appeared out of nowhere. And that is kind of like how I see the Bible. It's just so like mysterious, the Bible, the tales found in the Bible, the people that made the Bible. And we know that the Bible has quite a... I'm lost for words. Why didn't Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John write their biographies? How do we know that the Gospels authors were having good intentions? Why didn't they leave behind their own works? Why did they just anonymously write accounts of Jesus, giving out different bits of information regarding his life? Where did the Bible come from? Where did it originate from? Where does it emerge from? And I'm so lost for words. I'm so distraught. I'm so confused. Who authored the Bible? Where does the Bible come from? Was it authored by eyewitnesses, or was it authored by anonymous men? Why didn't Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, why didn't the people who wrote the Bible leave behind their own works? I'm so lost, I'm so confused, I'm so distraught. Isn't the Bible reliable? If it's reliable, why don't we know who wrote it? Why didn't the gospel authors leave behind their own testimonials, their own bits of evidence and research? Why is it that the Bible is just so odd? We don't know who wrote it. There are a bit of contradictions as well. The Bible is not something that can be really seen as being completely reliable and accurate. It's so mysterious, for better or for worse. I think that's kind of beautiful, that we don't actually know who made the Bible. It's like this type of mysterious collection of writings that appeared in the deserts of Asia, and that's been inspiring the faith of so many different sorts of people across the globe. I think that's actually, even though this video seems like me kind of trying to bash on Christianity, I think that makes the faith even better, because if we don't know who wrote the Bible, it kind of just makes it more mysterious and more awe-inspiring as well. More of a miracle work, because it's so mysterious. I think that actually adds to Christianity. And this, I'm not here to bash on anyone's faith. I'm just here to try to make you think a little bit more, because bro, if we don't know who wrote the Bible, how do we know that the Bible is trustworthy at all? How do we know it's reliable? How do we know it isn't just a fictitious, it's not just something that's been fabricated, made up? How do we know that the people that made the Bible, if they didn't have any malintent involved, if they're trustworthy, if they were considerate, if they were actually wanting to help us, bro? The Bible is an extraordinary piece of literature and writing, and I have read the Bible. I digged into it, and I was just so amazed by all of the tales, the stories found in the Bible, the details, the richness of it. And the Bible, I encourage anyone watching this video to read through the Bible and to see things for yourself, even though I think there's quite a lot of flaws in the Bible, quite a lot of atrocities, grotesque genocides sanctioned by Yahweh. But I still think that the Bible is such a beautiful piece of writing literature. It was something in our history. It's something that should be respected. But the Bible, bro, it was written anonymously, regarding where the Bible comes from. We don't know how it arrived. We don't know the gospel authors and their true intentions. We don't know or have a clue about the true origins of the Bible. It's all just so mysterious. I just don't know any better. I don't know. Where did the Bible come from? Why is it here? Who authored it? Where did it originate from? Why is the Bible so mysterious? Why is it that we don't know who authored the Bible? Where the Bible originates from? Oh, there's so much mystery, so much intrigue regarding the Bible. Gosh, dang it, I guess we'll never figure it out. Oh, why didn't the gospel authors write their own biographies? Why is it that the Bible is just such a work of mysterious art? It's doing my head in trying to think about the fact that we can't find Jesus's authenticity, bro. We know, even Marvel Comics, DC, we know who wrote, we know the publishers, the story directors, we know the artists involved in the publishment of Marvel Comics and DC Comics as well, bro. But we don't know who wrote the Bible, who was the story director, who was the inspiring person that came up with a lot of the narrative stories found in the Bible. We don't have a clue about any of the intricacies related to the development of the Bible, where the Bible came from, who was its originator, who authored it, bro. Actually, but I still think that's kind of beautiful, that it's this mysterious, the Bible is very mysterious. I think it actually kind of adds to it. We don't know who authored it. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John are just pen names. The Bible just appeared out of nowhere in the deserts of Asia, written by unknown people, and we have it today as this great, awe-inspiring collection of writings and tales and stories, and we draw so much inspiration from it. And I think it actually adds to the Bible in so many different sorts of ways, that it was made by unknown authors. But still, the fact remains, bro, that the Bible is anonymous. It's a work of anonymous writers. We don't know who wrote the Bible, any part of it. I don't think it can be traced to any certain individuals, even though Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and Paul in his epistles, But even that is a bit dubious. The whole Bible is so dubious, and we know that the Bible does have contradictions as well, so it's not really reliable, is it? And if Jesus was crucified, why didn't any of the other Roman politicians talk about his crucifixion? Why didn't his crucifixion appear in any other sorts of testimonials by nearby political rulers and leaders? Why didn't the miracles that Jesus performed get widely mentioned by other third-party accounts and testimonies? Why is it that only after the spread of Christianity, his tale became appreciated by other rulers and political leaders? Why is it that Jesus never properly shown himself to the world? Why is it that Jesus' disciples, they barely talked about their own lives? They just left everything as like a mystery. Why is it that Jesus Christ appeared to be just like mysterious, and we don't know anything about where he actually originates from, and we don't know anything, and we don't know where